Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman.
And I'm Alex Berger. Today we're talking about Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. Then we're getting an update for public transportation in the Twin Cities, and we'll let you know what riders can expect.
And lastly, we're about to head into some severe weather here in central Illinois. So we'll teach you how you can prepare for these storms.
That's right.
Now, our first story of the day, March is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month, raising awareness for people affected by the disease.
That's right.
Alex is starting off in the hot seat to talk about the spotlight on treatment options. So explain, what is multiple sclerosis?
That's absolutely, yeah. So multiple sclerosis is a neurological disease that basically affects the barrier surrounding nerves. So this is why people who experience it, they are affected by, fatigue, there's numbness, there's certain loss of motor functions that people have when they have multiple sclerosis. It's a degenerative disease, so it happens over time. That timeline is different for people, but at the same time, there is treatment that has evolved. There's a lot of medication that people can take. There is different options for people that, wasn't there years ago. Years ago, this is a very different disease, a different diagnosis. If people heard that they had MS, it was a very different thing. Actually, my great-grandma had MS for 18 years. She went blind. Well, she had it, but she was blind for 18 years and then got her sight back. So everyone's timeline is very different, and everyone's treatment is very different, and how their body reacts to the disease itself and the treatment options, it all varies.
And what are those numbers looking like about, I guess, how many people are affected by this? I mean, wow, amazing story for your great-grandmother to having to regain her sight.
Yeah, absolutely. So nationally, we're looking, there's about 3 million people who have 3 million people who actually have multiple sclerosis. And then in Illinois alone, there's about, I believe, 20,000 or so people who have multiple sclerosis. And it comes down to, home care as well. There's a lot of people with home care, and that's usually their family and friends. And that puts a lot of pressure on them as well. And so there's a lot of treatment available that takes the pressure off of those family and friends, but also takes the pressure off of the people affected as well.
Okay. And to put that in perspective, 20,000 people came up in another conversation I was having in the newsroom, and the reply was, that's more than the city of Washington.
That's right.
Wow. So that's a good bit of people in the state of Illinois.
Absolutely. If you put it in perspective of my town, my hometown, Tremont, we have about 2,500 people. So if you think of it in that way, that is what, 8 to 10 Tremonts of people in the entire state of Illinois that have multiple sclerosis. It's not a contagious thing. This isn't like a contagious thing. This is a degenerative disease that happens because of cells and because of the breakdown of nerves. And so it's not something that someone just gets, you know what I mean? So that's it. To put it in that perspective is very powerful.
Right. And now, before we wrap up, how has the stigma changed over time, and what is OSF doing to help?
Yeah, that's right. So I spoke to Dr. Douglas Juvenile today, who is a neurologist at the OSF Illinois Neurology Institute here in Peoria. And he basically talked about how it's changed from years past. Years past, like I mentioned, it used to be basically a death sentence. People heard MS and they thought, well, that's it. Now there are options for people. There's aquatic treatment where they can wade through water. There's ways that they can kind of get their motor function back, get all of their limbs and things to move and their quality of life to be better. And so it's not just a death sentence. There are ways that they can prolong their life.
All right. Well, Alex, thank you for breaking down that information for us. Now, listen to this. It's a little sleep tip that sounds wacky, but could work for some people. Try taping your mouth before bed.
Heard of this?
Absolutely not. Mouth taping forces you to breathe through the nose, which helps blood vessels to dilate. The jury is still out on the effectiveness of this, but there's even some research behind it with 2 university papers published. Basically, scientists found it works for a small number of people, but mostly they found the benefits aren't good enough to override the obvious safety risk. which is why I said absolutely not.
Yeah, so I imagine people with like deviated septums, like on their nose, and they can't breathe through their nose very well. I can't breathe through my nose very well. So this would be very not good for me.
No bueno.
I am a mouth breather through and through. I'm sorry to say, but that's why I got to keep my breath fresh. You know what I'm saying? But tape ain't gonna help that. So
I just don't want anything on my head while I'm sleeping, and I sleep with like bonnets and scarves, and they just fall off.
Same here.
Remember you?
I'm just kidding.
The eye mask, I can't do those either. I just no. So absolutely, and that just feels the most restrictive out of everything.
Oh, easily.
Your mouth.
Yeah,
oh
that's where you breathe. Like, come on.
I absolutely not.
Scary stuff.
All right, well, when we come back on Beyond the Headlines, we've got Austin Feeman talking about an upgrade for public transportation riders in the Twin Cities. We'll let you know what to expect. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app. Our next local story of the day, Connect Transit in the Twin Cities is holding public engagement sessions to inform the public of their new fare systems.
Now, one of those sessions happened this afternoon. WMBD's Austin Feeman joins us live from our Twin Cities newsroom to go over the new fare system and what riders can expect. So, Austin, what is this new fare system?
Yes, thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Alex. So this new fare system is a contactless fare collection system. Basically, you know, when you go to the store and they have tap to pay, it's just on a bus now. It was pretty cool. They had a little demonstration at the public engagement session earlier this afternoon. It's pretty cool. It's being implemented this summer into all of the buses in the Twin Cities. And like you said, they were having public engagement sessions to hear feedback from the community about what they think about this new change. They have two more community engagement sessions, one happening tomorrow, March 6th at the YWCA, and then another one on March 12th at the Bloomington Public Library.
That's interesting. It kind of sounds like a subway system of sorts. They're almost like New York City, but it's normal. So now the question is, why switch to like a contactless option for this?
Yeah, so it definitely is like kind of a subway system with your subway card and whatnot. But basically, they're making this switch to keep up with other agencies who are doing the same thing. You know, everyone is kind of evolving with technology, and tap to pay is definitely one of those things that's becoming a lot more popular nowadays. Unfortunately, it's not in Walmart, which definitely has gotten me a few times, but besides the point, they're just keeping up with other agencies doing the same thing they are. It provides more opportunities for riders to pay their fares rather than just swiping their credit card or paying online. Now they can do it super easily, and it lowers the maintenance costs. You know, the old system required a lot of maintenance, and that was pretty costly, is what one of the Connect Transit people said when I was talking to them, is that their old system was really pricey, or it was very pricey for them because they had to continue maintenance on it. So this new system is going to be a lot less maintenance, a lot less costly for them, and a lot more easy for riders.
Now, what other ways are riders able to pay? How else are they able to pay, rather?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different ways you can pay. I know they're kind of all under the umbrella of contactless, but first things first, you can still pay with your credit cards, you can still pay with your debit cards as long as they have the tap to pay symbol on it, which is those 3 or 4 little lines that look like a Wi-Fi symbol on your card. They also have a new app called the don't quote me on this, but it's UMO, UMO is what it's called. It's a new app where you can make an account and then you can pay your fares on the app. You can also get a Connect Ride card, which is a reloadable card you can get from Connect Transit, and you can reload that at CVS or Walgreens locations in the city, and that way you can just tap it and it will automatically pay for your ride. They also have ID cards for people who have discounted or zero fare access. They also had those cards that you are able to scan for your rides. And then also, last but not least, cash will still be accepted as long as you have the exact change.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Austin. Friend of the program, you rocked that story. Oh, wait, here, scroll up just a little bit. Sorry. The Big 12 tournament kicked off this week, and a lot of people are actually talking about something other than the games. Look at this. This is a glass floor they're playing on. Oh, I've seen this. It's all digital. They can program it to display pretty much anything. A few things of note, people at the game sitting courtside, they were not able to have drinks. Can't imagine why. Perhaps because they could damage the court. Also, it appeared to be challenging to see the half-court line. We'll see if more teams and arenas adopt this technology moving forward. I really like this. Mm-hmm. I love when they make more like innovative ways to play that. A lot of people are very critical of Oregon's court consistently because it's got like the it's like a big thing instead of just like a regular court. I mean, we saw the same thing with like the NBA in-season tournament courts where they were just bright colors and stuff like that. I understand. That was a little jarring because one was like green and it looked like radioactive. But for this one, I mean, there's just, I mean, you know, it's fun. I
think it's pretty cool. I don't think I would want to see it every game, though, like specialty games or something, college games, big rivalry games, things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would want to see it every. It's cool, though, but maybe I just need to see it in person, and then I really would get the feel of it.
I think especially for something like that tournament, I mean, it's just
tournament games for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be the electric crowd feeding off of that. And I like Duke a lot, and I can imagine that
I think
field
tournament
house is
games
just,
for sure. March Madness hits like they bring it out like March Madness, and because I think that would help them drive them. Think of numbers and sales, you know, that background and me coming. Like if we have it every game, it's just going to be another whatever. But man, if we bring it out for tournament time, hey, we get a bigger audience.
Rocking it, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Well. Anything else you'd like to add about basketball to go on? All right. Well, we got one more local story for you when we return on Beyond the Headlines. We're going to be sitting down with none other than friend of the program, WMBD's Jack Bazikas, to go over how you can prepare for some forecasted severe weather coming our way. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Our final local story of the day. Central Illinois could see strong storms tomorrow, and emergency officials say now is the time to make sure you are prepared.
Oh, Jack Bazikas joins us now to let us know what you can do. So the question is, Jack, what should people know when prepping for severe weather like this?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just to know the forecast, really, is kind of, you know, check out our chief meteorologist, Chris Yates. Pay attention to what he says. Our local weather authority, and he's going to be on top of it. But yeah, they
shameless plug.
They really just said, shameless plug. They really just said just to be in tune, be aware of what's going on, watch the forecast, watch the radar, and know, you know, what you could be in for potentially. Sure. Yeah.
Now, how should we stay alert if severe weather hits us in the middle of the night?
Yeah, so this was another big talking point that we were saying. Your phones are great. Phones are great, right? But sometimes they don't always go off in the middle of the night. You don't always hear them. But a NOAA weather radio is probably the best.
Oh man.
The best thing you could.
I can tell you what.
Probably a sound that you're not used to as well. Because I sleep. Like it's hard getting up to the alarm,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
It's a very helpful tool. My grandparents have one, and it is on my grandpa's nightstand. Let me tell you, when you are a 8-year-old child spending the night at your grandparents' house, and there's severe weather, and the whole house is dark at 1 a.m., and you hear alert, and it is loud, random. Very scary.
It'll wake you up in the middle of the night.
Yes, it will.
It'll wake you up in the middle of the night, exactly.
In complete terror at that. But yes. So now the other question is, what is the difference between a watch and a warning? We hear the thing about the whole undone sandwich. And
cupcake ingredients.
Right. So a watch is just, they're sending out the alert that they are quite literally watching the conditions and just be on the lookout. Things could happen. You could see a storm. The warning is they are seeing a rotation, and it is contact has been made, right? So that is when a warning is when you should seek shelter, and you know, go to low spaces, cover your head, take precautions. So warning, is when it has touched ground. You can see the rotation. A watch is just when they are ready to go, on the lookout, watching the skies.
A watch is like, hey, we got 15 minutes before our store closes, so bring your items up to the register. Make your way home, okay?
Exactly.
I have a funny Noah story. You were talking about the radio. Yes, so before I lived here, I was working out of Lakeland, Florida for a newspaper, and that's where the NOAA Storm Chasers are and everything. And so I did an interview with them, specifically hurricanes is what they're talking about. And they said I could go on a trip, but then I got the job here, so I never got to go on the plane with them. But I remember telling my editor, I was like, yeah, they said I can go on the planes. And it's funny, we're talking about, you know, severe weather preparedness, because he was like, Brianna, you are not going during a hurricane with them. And I was like, I know. Like,
that's hilarious.
But I would have been A-game to go. I trust them. Like, they're professionals. But they were going to take me out so I can see the conditions and what they monitor and everything, like on calm waters, right? Not during hurricane season or during the hurricane, but because I had just got done doing a hot air balloon festival and went in the air, my editor wanted to be like, Brianna, okay, you did the hot air balloon, but you are not going
under the hurricane.
I was like, okay. So I'll just stick with the weather radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, switching gears a little bit, our movie expert, Jack Bazik, is here. So we wanted to ask him about his latest segment. So Jack in the Box Office, you haven't heard of it, great segment, airs on Sunday. So Jack, what movies are on your radar this week? Because you do one each week.
Yeah, I do one each week.
Which ones are on your radar this week?
This week, new Pixar movie called Hoppers is probably going to be the #1 spot.
Cinematic excellence, and I haven't even seen it.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to go this weekend, and I'm excited to give my review next week. This week, you can see my review of Scream 7.
Okay.
That's going to be the #2. Yeah, not the greatest.
Not to spoil anything.
No spoilers, but I was underwhelmed.
I will say, shout out to one of my favorite actors, Mason Gooding, who is in that film. But I've not heard much good.
No. Yeah. I agree.
I saw someone that said like bad times 7.
Wow.
And in the Scream movies, they have they're all about movies, the films themselves. So they have like a fictional franchise called Stab, which is horror movies in the Scream universe, and it's the Ghostface killer, and it takes place. I said this movie felt like I was watching a Stab movie, and not a Scream movie. I was like, it doesn't really feel.
What made this so rough?
I think it was just. It lost me in the third act. Like, there's absolutely cool moments and cool Ghostface kills. But overall, like, for a Scream movie to be really good, the reveals at the end of who the killer is has to hit. It has to land. If it doesn't, everything falls apart. And I think it didn't really land.
Yeah, we'll just stick with the first Scream.
Yes, the first one's the best.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Jack. And thank you for joining us on today's Beyond the Headlines.
Absolutely. Go make sure you check out Jack's segment on Sunday, and you can find his story, these stories, and more over at our website, ciproud.com.
For breaking news and weather updates 24/7, log on to ciproud.com and download the free CI Proud to Go mobile app.